First question: why are the stocks of nuclear energy companies skyrocketing? Question number two: can these stocks make you a millionaire? Two good questions, and I'm glad you asked. Welcome back to another episode of the MD Investor. So, question number one: why are the stocks of these nuclear energy companies skyrocketing? Some of these companies have not even begun to make money yet. A lot of them don't have a plan. They only have a concept of a plan. Seriously. But a lot of these companies are skyrocketing. Seriously. They haven't sold any products to industry. They haven't made any money. And it's really just a concept or an idea. But someone famously said, there's nothing as powerful as an idea whose time has come. Okay? So question number one: why are the stocks of these nuclear energy companies skyrocketing? The answer is AI. That seems to be the answer for everything nowadays. AI, artificial intelligence. Okay? The reason why these stocks are skyrocketing is because of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is an energy intensive endeavor. Artificial intelligence is an energy intensive enterprise. It just is. It takes about 20 times the amount of energy using AI than it does to do a regular Google search. And the reason why is that there's so many computes or computations that are being done behind the scenes, right? If you just go to ChatGPT and say, write me a play in the style of William Shakespeare about blah, blah, blah. The number of computations behind the scenes that ChatGPT has to do is innumerable. And that requires lots of energy, right? Like we said, about 20 times more than doing a regular Google search. Because it's such an energy intensive enterprise, and we simply don't have the amount of energy right now. It is estimated that we're going to have double the amount of data centers in 2026 than we have now. That's only in a few short years we're going to have double the amount of data centers. And those require massive amounts of energy. In fact, the energy to supply those data centers will be more than the energy to supply the entire nation of Japan. Okay? So in 2 years, our amount of data centers will double what we currently have. And the amount of energy to power those data centers will be more energy than the entire country of Japan uses. So as you see, AI, which is the future, is very energy intensive. And the energy that we have now, we simply don't produce enough. And when I say energy, when I say energy that we have now, we mean the clean energy, right? Because we're trying to go carbon neutral, right? We know that burning fossil fuel, the traditional fuel, coal, and these type of things releases a lot of carbon in the air, which affects global warming and adversely affect the environment. So these are things that we know, right? These are things that we know. So the clean, renewable energy, such as hydropower, wind, solar, which are the future, we simply do not produce enough of it. So there's going to be a gap in the amount of energy we produce by the renewables and the amount of energy that we require for all of the data centers and just AI in general. Where are we going to get that energy from? And this is the question that we are faced with. Big tech have already realized this. We're talking about Amazon, Google, Microsoft. They've already realized that and have already begun the process of investing into nuclear energy, right? They've realized there's going to be an energy shortfall, and to power their data centers and all of the energy that will be required for the artificial intelligence initiative, they have already begun to look at nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is carbon free, so it is not going to increase their carbon footprint. And we know there's a negative stigma to nuclear energy, right? We think about wars in World War III and so on. But the technology has now advanced along with safety, and they believe that this is going to be how they're going to get the power. And this is why the stocks of these nuclear energy companies, which we'll talk about in a minute, have really skyrocketed, right? Because we know about AI and the semiconductor companies, but this is going to be a trickle-down effect that needs to power the system, and the power they're thinking will come from nuclear energy. It is said that 9% of the total energy used by the United States is going to be used to power the data centers. That's what they're thinking. 9% of the energy used by the United States is going to be used just for the data center. So we see that AI is going to use a large amount of energy, and we don't have enough. And this is the opportunity for the nuclear energy companies. So we're talking about big tech companies. Again, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. They've already entered into agreements with some of these nuclear energy companies. A lot of them have already contributed money for research and development because they're looking at the future. So a lot of them are looking at what they call SMRs, small modular reactors. Normally, when we think of nuclear energy, we think of these huge, grand factories, right? But now they're looking at smaller, more compact. So now they're looking at smaller, more compact modules called small modular reactors. These are nuclear reactors that are smaller, and I guess they come in like these little modules that can be aggregated to put together, and they're nuclear reactors, so they call them SMR, small modular reactors. Let's look at the pros. Some of the pros of these small modular reactors is that they're smaller. They are mobile. You could move them to more remote areas where maybe lots of infrastructure is not in place, or maybe more rural places, and they produce energy, right? They don't produce the amount of energy that the regular reactors do, which can produce over 700 megawatts of electric, but they'll produce a small amount in a range of less than 300. But they're smaller, and they are cheaper, and they are mobile. They'll be able to be moved to more rural places that maybe don't have the infrastructure there to produce the energy. Now, Amazon has established a relationship with two companies. One of the company is called X Energy. It is a privately held company, and they're into this SMR model, small modular reactors. So they're private, so you can't invest in them because they're private. But one of the other companies that they have a relationship in is called NuScale, also with the same small modular reactors. But this is a publicly held company, right? NuScale. The ticker is SMR for small modular reactor. The ticker is SMR, right? Small modular reactor. But the company is called NuScale, and that's publicly traded. So we can look at NuScale. Now, let's look at Google. Google is another big tech titan that has also entered into the nuclear energy space, right? They have established a relationship with Kairos Power, Kairos Power. This is a privately held company. So again, we're not able to invest in that. But it does show us that they're all on the same wavelength. They're all thinking that nuclear is the future because we need energy for our AI endeavors. Another tech titan we look at is Microsoft. Microsoft has entered into the nuclear energy space by establishing relationship as well. Microsoft has entered into a relationship with Constellation Energy, ticker CEG. And CEG is a publicly traded company, so we could look at CEG. Now, since you're still here, we're going to give you another company. Another company is OKLO. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but Oklo or OKLO is another company using the same SMR technology, which has benefited tremendously from this push for more energy for AI. So here we are on the Seeking Alpha website, and we're looking at NuScale Power Corporation, ticker SMR. With it, this company is being backed by Amazon as a source of getting power for AI. Looking at the summary, we see that currently it's trading for $20.80. Let's look over at the 1 day chart. 1 day, it's down today about 3.75%. And I'm doing this video on October 30th. The 5 day chart, it is up 11% in 5 days. The 1 month chart, SMR is up 72% in 1 month. That is tremendous growth. The 6 month chart, SMR is up over 250%. I mean, these are growth, tremendous growth. 258% in 6 months. Okay? So you would have 3.5 times your investment in 6 months. Year to date, SMR is up over 500%. So you have 6x your money. This is the type of growth. This is the type of growth that SMR is achieving. And this is why people are so excited about that. That could be your retirement, right? If you would have put $10,000 into SMR at the beginning of the year, you would have been up now over 6 times. Your $10,000 would have been worth now about $65,000. Your $100,000 would have been worth now about over $600,000. That's tremendous growth. So here we are back on Seeking Alpha, and we're looking at Constellation Energy Corporation, ticker CEG. This is the company that's being backed by Microsoft, okay? This is a company that's being backed by Microsoft. Microsoft is in a deal with CEG, in which Microsoft is paying CEG to clean up the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant and begin to refurbish it so they can begin to use it for power. CEG today is down 1.2%. Over the last 5 days, it's down about the same, 1.5%. Obviously, you see it's trading now at about $261. Over the last 1 month, CEG is up about 3.19%. Over the last 6 months, CEG is up 40%. Year to date, CEG is up 123%. So since the beginning of the year, it has already doubled. This is why people are so excited. Since the beginning of the year, CEG has more than doubled. I know everyone is talking about NVIDIA, but this is one of the dominoes that's fallen because of AI. The power that's required, and people are thinking ahead. And over the last year, it's up 131%. So I hope you can see the tremendous growth here. I hope you can see the tremendous growth, tremendous opportunity, and in a short amount of time. Where are these companies going to be in 2 years, 3 years? We could be in the beginning of a tremendous growth opportunity, and you get in early, you'd be happy you did. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but if you get in early, this could be the beginning of a tremendous amount of growth. Here we are on the Seeking Alpha website on another nuclear energy company. This company is Oklo, ticker OKLO, and this company has been a tremendous amount of growth. Over the last 1 day, it's down about 8% today. Over the last 5 days, it's up 20%. This company is up 20% in 5 days. Over the last 1 month, and hold on to your chair. Over the last 1 month, this company is up 171%. I believe this news coincides with Microsoft and some of the other big tech companies making news that they're having relationships with other power companies like Microsoft with CEG, and they all benefited. Everyone in the sector benefited. Look at OKLO or Oklo. Over the last month, it's up 171%. If 100% is meaning you are doubling your money, 200% meaning you're tripling your money, it's almost at 200% over a month. You're almost tripling your money in a month. Can you imagine that? If you had invested $10,000 a month ago, that $10,000 would turn into $30,000. Right? That type of growth would have taken you decades in the S&P 500, and now you're getting it in 30 days. Tremendous. In the last 6 months, Oklo is up 75%. And even that's not bad. In the last 6 months, it's up 75%. That's not bad. Year to date, Oklo is up 116%, so it has doubled year to date. Even that's not bad. The last year, 122%. So you see, a lot of the growth happened in the last month. Okay? So most of these companies are in the infancy. They're just getting started. They're getting money to do research and development and trying to form. They're years away even from prototype. They're years away even from making prototypes to sell to industry, to bring to market. They're years away. But the thinking is already there that we don't have enough energy. And where do we look? They've already decided nuclear energy is a viable option. And even though these companies are in the infancy and they're startups and they still haven't tested their concept, a lot of them, there's lots of energy, no pun intended. There's lots of buzz around it. The government is getting involved, right? The government is getting involved because they also see the need going into the future. Lots of these big tech companies have also seen the writing on the wall, so to speak. And I believe getting in early could make one a multi-millionaire. Again, not a financial advisor. And for the people getting in early, in 1 to 2 to 3 years, you may be happy you did. You may be very happy you did. So think about those companies, do your own due diligence, and opportunity is there to make you a multi-millionaire. MD Invested with another video, and continue to command your money to grow, and I'll see you in the next one.